It's over. It's all over. It's all over. I had hopes.
How could this happen to me?
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made somewhere along the way. Oh my God. I cannot believe they had the audacity to do these things. This is next level shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nate,
yeah.
This is the worst episode of anime I've ever seen.
Really? Yeah, you go that far?
It's up there. It's up there. It's
the sheer strain on my credulity is enough to rip a fucking wormhole in the fabric of time and space. For it's compounding the retarded logic that's already been put in place and just taking it to the nth degree. Yeah, it's this is nuts. This is honestly amazing. It's honestly amazing to watch.
This was the angriest I've gotten at anime.
Wow.
In a long the last time I remember being viciously angry the way I was watching this was like watching Asuna get raped in Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
I could count on my hands the number of times that I reached this level of fuck this, you know, just sheer, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
You know, normally I'd feel like with something like this, you'd be stunned and then slowly get angry. I feel like that's what I would normally expect myself to do. But I think this time, at first I was angry and then slowly got more stunned. And now I'm just numb. I'm just numb. It's bizarre.
I'm not going to lie. I have fewer notes for this episode than normal.
Okay.
As a result of the fact that I just got so heated that by about after about the halfway point of the episode, I just stopped paying attention. I couldn't handle it. I was overloaded. I was so mad that a flip was, or I keep saying a flip was switched.
A flip was switched, yeah.
Yeah. A flip was switched in my brain, and I just couldn't process the show anymore. I was too. It's like a defense mechanism. My brain shut off and was like, "Don't pay attention to this anymore because this isn't healthy."
Understandable.
Did you see the picture of my notes I tweeted a bit ago?
No, I didn't.
In the middle of the OP, I tweeted out what my notes look like. I'll give you a link. I'll put a link to this in the in the video's description as well. Just because. This is still what my notes look like. I didn't have enough space left after this to
I'm Googling it as well.
Here's my notes as of the OP.
Whoa, okay. Oh, yeah, that's how I feel as well. I use a thing in my notes, these giant asterisk lines, and normally it's to make me remember when there's an important thing I need to mention. And I've got one that's 10 lines long of all these fucking asterisks in a row, 10 lines of asterisks all the way across, which is half the page of notes. So yeah, I've got important things to say.
Okay, so for the people in our audience who don't watch Eromanga-sensei, or for the people who for some reason don't interpret the show the way that we do and maybe don't feel the same way, they probably have no idea what we're talking about.
I know there's lots of people out there, at least a bunch have been saying they prefer to just listen instead of watch the show, which I encourage them to do.
Well, I think we've given them some foreshadowing.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So first of all, I just want to say about this episode in general that there's sort of a major shift that happens here, I think, in the tone of the show. And I think it's obvious we're moving on to book 2. This has that we've started over, let's do the next plot kind of feel to it, you know. Clearly the big dramatic reveal that she is in love with someone at the end of the previous episode was the big book 1 ending twist.
Dude, imagine buying that book and getting to the end and reading that and then just sitting there with your finished book and just being like, what the fuck? Why did I spend money on this piece of shit? Yeah, I'm sure everyone loved that.
So, but the major shift I saw in this, in terms of what the story is, it's exactly what it's been. It's just a bunch of boring conversations, characters standing around, fucking just memeing it up. But this was the moment where this became pornography.
Yeah.
This show, you know what this show reminds me of? Is Kiss X Sis. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. Sure. Yeah, I see that.
Like it just reached a level of non-stop fan service. Like that, like to the point that it started to fucking creep me out a little bit. Like just that the approach it takes to showing Eromanga-sensei, what's her name, Izumi?
No, it's like Sagiri.
Sagiri, whatever the fuck. Is he Izumi? Is that his name?
That's his? Yeah, he's Izumi. Yeah.
Okay. Sagiri, the approach the show takes to showing her is just like every time she's on screen, it takes a voyeuristic angle on her.
Every
no
fucking time.
There's no normal shots of her anymore. There's no shot of her just being herself.
And that's true of like every female character that shows up in the show now. Every single one. It's like the classmate at the end of the episode. Like that was just I felt that was inappropriate. I don't want to see that shit. It's too much. Yeah, it got weird.
His classmate girl who works at the bookstore, she like slides. She's just dressed in her work clothes, but she slides into frame, and the most shittily animated boob jiggle.
The boob movement.
It was fucking weird.
It was so bizarre. I couldn't believe they were doing it. It blew my mind.
It didn't like. They didn't move naturally. It looked like it felt like a Flash, like if they animated it in Flash and they just like moved the puppet up and down, like her boobs just kind of go like whip. Like
there was one shot there's one shot I noticed in particular. It's because this anime is shittily animated in general, where like it was attempted to do the boob jiggle, but like only one, like her profile was where like you could see the boob, the other part like wasn't drawn on, and so like the boob jiggle was to like move the line of her profile like back and forth, like not doing any kind of like bouncing motion. God, it was the worst boob jiggle I've ever seen in my entire life. It's garbage.
I think when you first said boob movement, I think that describes it better. It's not a jiggle. There is no jiggle. Her boobs did move, but
would anyone in the world be turned on by this? Would anyone find this like an appealing animation? These animators had to know that this was garbage, and they turned it in anyway. They were like, "This is fine. Like, we'll get a C on this. Just turn it in. We'll pass." And you know what? It's probably true, because you fucking idiots out there are going to eat this shit up and talk about how great it is and how much you love. Oh, everyone's so lewd. It's great. These girls, I wish they were in real life. They'd be my girlfriend. Fuck off. Kill yourself. Not the people who listen to this, but the people who don't listen to this are probably those kind of people.
So, the start of this episode, there was just this compound of elements that was really creepy to me. Because the episode starts off and Sagiri's on her bed, and it's showing her from all these, voyeuristic camera angles. We've got all the down the shirt shots that they love doing in this. She's wearing the big fluffy pajamas, and she's on her bed, and she's just like making all these squeaky noises, but it sounds like she's making baby noises.
It was bewildering.
She's just like kind of like rocking on her bed and making baby noises, and the music that it's playing sounds like baby music. Like it sounds like something that'd be playing from like a mobile over a crib. And it's just like I was like, what what is this? Like I'm looking at a 12-year-old girl in her pajamas like making baby noises to baby music, and just like and like nothing else. It's like she's just sitting there making baby noises and then like falls off the bed. And then the brother like comes over to the room, and like there's this weird feeling of like he's like creeping on her, and we're creeping on her, and the whole thing made me feel gross, man. It made me feel weird.
The changing scene was like, I don't know, like just so voyeuristic, and like I don't want to see this shit. I don't feel like this is like earned fan service. It's just like you're literally got a camera in like a little girl's room, and we're spying on her changing. I don't need that in my life, all right? I got enough charges coming up as it is. I don't need another one added to the fucking docket, all right?
I mean, look, God, I would describe myself as a lolicon man.
Right.
Not a lolicon, a lolicon man. You need the man on.
Important distinction.
Yeah. And like I just find this weird. Like it's not appealing to me. It just comes off as creepy because of the fact that it's like it's taking this extremely fetishistic thing and then pretending like it's not, by having it just like in a normal show. Like this show, it's like playing jump rope with the line between pornography and not, to the point that, like, I don't honestly know what this show is. Like, is this supposed to be porn? And if so, why wouldn't I just go watch porn?
Right.
You know,
right.
why do I need this? These girls aren't even that cute. It's not well animated or anything. Like, ordinarily, the best thing about, like, fan service anime is that it has better animation than porn. Because it can reach a broader audience. They're expecting more people to buy it. They can put more effort into it. You look at a show like I don't remember what the fuck that show is called. There was one sister show, like, that had really great character designs and incredible animation and, like, the raunchiest fan service in TV anime history. Terrible show, creepy, but had great fan service. So it was, like, actually worth watching as pornography, because it was... This show's not, you know? So I'm looking at this scene, and I'm like, is this meant to cater to, like, a specific infantilism fetish? Because that's what it felt like. Like, what else is this scene if not for, like, if you are really hard on this particular, like this is outright fetish porn. This is not just a story anymore. Because this is in service of nothing other than the audience gratification. You know, like, all this is fan service now, like, meaningless, empty, vapid fan service.
That's right.
That's, you know, that, like, if you can get off on it, good for you, I guess, but not doing it for me.
Especially, and it's in particular, it's quite clearly just that. Because there's a let me see, does this happen immediately afterward? But soon after this, when she, like, comes out of her room finally, I mean, first of all, there's another creepy scene of, like, okay, so now, like, we are aware as the audience that he is in love with her, and it is now made clear, like, even if it wasn't already, that she definitely is in love with him. Like, the show is making no attempt to hide that fact anymore. So we understand that now. But, like, so she wears this, like, I guess, sexy outfit, and is then, like, I don't know, like, acting embarrassed about wearing it, despite choosing to wear it, clearly in a way to, like, entice her brother, because she's into that shit, and that's all totally fine. But, like, what I really object to in this scene is that, like, so the way that we're built up in this scene is that, like, she starts talking about how, like, or they start having a conversation about, like, oh, I totally love you, and, like, yes, I'm in love with you, but just as a big brother. And, like, okay, she knows that's not true. We know that's not true. Everyone knows that's not true. And we all know that she is in love with him back. So, now we're aware of the fact that the show is just fucking with us. It's just wasting our time. It's just wasting our time. Yeah.
I don't want to get into that just yet. I have a few more notes before we get there. Just something about that opening scene with the creepy children's music and the baby noises, and then she, like, crawls up to the door. You know, he, like, brings her food. She, like, goes up to the door. She opens it slightly, and he's, like, watching all the way from the stairs. And then she, like, closes the door, and he just runs up and starts autistically banging on it like a fucking idiot. So just everything about this exchange, it's such... I don't know. Maybe this is because I was just reading, like, an academic book about anime that goes into, like, lots of gender politics and stuff like that. But something about this like, the nature of this show, like, what this guy is. Like, this is a show about a guy trying to fuck a little girl.
Absolutely. Right.
And she is there to be the everything about this scene, like, she almost has no agency in this. Like, we are the voyeur. We are here to do this. We are here to try to egg this girl out, that we watch her from a distance. She's like a wild animal that we're trying to lure into a trap, you know? That's how I felt watching it. Like, he's literally laid out the honey and is watching from a distance with his gun, you know, waiting for her to pop out. And she pops out and she doesn't say anything, like a deer. Like a deer who's, oh, I smell food. Oh, is it safe? And then she sees the gun and she shies away. And he's like, oh, no. And then he just rushes up and, come out. I want to fuck you. What are you doing?
The intentions are important here. And, like, he has this, so, like, he wants to, like, talk to her about a project or whatever the fuck. But like, us as the audience, like, we are the criminals in this scene. We're the ones, like, spying in on this girl in a way that, like, she didn't ask for this shit. I don't want to see this. This is not okay. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like being in this position as an audience member. It's uncomfortable and it's bullshit.
And this weird shit where she's like, you know, wearing the outfit and like simultaneously acting like she doesn't want to be, even though she's literally wearing it to seduce him. But then she's like, don't stare at me because it's cuter if she's not into it, you know, like, I want it to be risque. It's skeevy.
She's split the line. Like, she's on the one hand she's like the embarrassed Imoto, and on the other hand, like, she's just a big slut. She is both of those things at once.
Yeah. So then we get to the outright confession. Yeah. And this is where I started screaming. I literally screamed out loud for a considerable, like a couple minutes here. So the main character, he says, in no uncertain terms, I am in love with you. And then she's like she's obviously taken with that. She's glad about it. Then he says, but I'm going to act as your brother because sibling relationships aren't allowed. And then she gets mad, and she tries to clarify. When I said I was in love with someone,
that's enough, little lady. That's enough out of you. Oh my God.
Why? Yeah. Why? They weren't even building to anything.
Dude,
they just...
That's the thing. Okay, what this is clearly, the show now thinks this is funny. It thinks it's funny to keep doing this. That is clearly what's going on here. But it's not funny. I'm already bored. I was bored 3 episodes ago. Come on.
Yeah. It's unbelievable that they would just show the hand. Like, I mean,
at the very least, just like pretend they don't know. At least do that. But
like, when it happened, we were mad because we thought this is what the show was doing.
Right.
We were like, okay, it's obviously just creating a misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. But I thought that maybe there was going to be more to why Sagiri said it that way. Like, maybe she didn't want to admit it yet. Maybe she was having, like, you know, she wasn't quite ready, or she had some other kind of plan that was going to come out later.
Right.
No, she's just a fucking idiot. She just said it wrong.
And you know what?
And then she's mad at him for not getting it when she said it wrong.
Dude,
why didn't she just say, oh, I'm in love with you?
That's true. But, I mean, and that was totally true last episode. But this episode, she's making a concerted effort to get past that shit. Now it's all on him. Now he's being fully retarded. And,
oh, it's just, yeah.
How long are we going to do this? How long are we going to pass this back and forth between these two fucking people?
Because she gets so mad, she turns up her volume on her speakers all the way and screams, Baka! And I'm like, Baka. No, it's you! This is your fault! You did this!
She did create the situation. That's true. Dumb cunt. And apparently, I guess she never even really meant to say it like that way. Like, she never meant to mislead. She's just retarded. I don't know.
Yeah, she just said it in the stupidest possible way and can't believe that he would not understand her true intentions. And
I mean, that's
she made an attempt to correct it and failed, and then doesn't make another attempt
and
because she's just mad because her brother, you know, did not get it the first time. So now she's pissed off.
Like, I guess, okay, to a certain extent, you can sort of excuse this kind of behavior with, like, general teenage embarrassment and, like, angst. Like, they're not comfortable with their feelings. I don't want to confess anything. I'd be embarrassing. I don't know. We can do that all day.
Except that they did it. They already went through with it. He's fully confessed to her.
He's out there. He's out.
She knows. Yeah. She, in no uncertain terms, is aware that he's not only in love with her, but sexually, because he's making her draw pictures of erotic versions of herself.
And and later on, when he, like, asks her, hey, I need you to draw sexy pictures of little girls, she, like, slaps the shit out of him like she doesn't want his dick in her pussy. What the fuck? Come on. We know you're on board for this shit. What is happening?
It's so all over the place when she is or isn't happy about it. Yeah. Like, sometimes he's like, yeah, I want to write about little sisters because I'm in love with my little sister. And she's, like, embarrassed, but she's like, oh, she's clearly into it. And then other times she's mad about it. And it's just whatever. Whatever fits the scene.
Totally
whatever's funny today, you know? God. I don't understand how it's possible that we can be in this situation where they literally... Like, she literally knows that he wants to fuck her, and she wants the same thing, and she tried to admit it, but somehow it just isn't isn't following up on that.
The only explanation, and it is a real explanation that does sort of make sense, it's that the writers think that it's funny to keep them from getting together. They think this is a goof that they are doing. I'm certain that that's what's happening, because it's there's no other way this makes any sense that this would ever happen.
It's funny that there's a scene in this episode where it pays homage to Shakugan no Shana.
Right.
They show a picture of Shana and they do her urusai catchphrase, which is the worst. And the reason it's funny that happens is because at the end of season 1 of Shakugan no Shana, I might have told you about this before. In the very last episode of season 1, Shana's about to go fight the big final boss. She confesses her feelings to Yuji Everylead. His name's literally Yuji.
Everylead.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So she confesses her feelings to Yuji Everylead, and he, then she goes off to fight. This first episode of season 2, he didn't hear what she said.
Yeah, you have told me about that, and it's amazing.
Hear it. He couldn't hear it. He couldn't hear her over the sound of the flames.
Was that
billowing.
clear in the episode before that he couldn't hear? Was that made clear, or was that like a retcon basically?
I think it might have. When the scene happened, I don't remember if we could hear it or if it was her if it looked like she was mouthing it. It was not clear that he couldn't hear it though. In season 2, that is the big reveal. Oh, I didn't actually hear what you said.
Jeez. So let's just do it again. Let's just do everything we just did all over again. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So she won't confess again. She's just so mad at him for not hearing her the first time that she won't do it again.
Bitch, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay.
And ergo, I dropped the show because of that.
Right.
But this is even worse.
Yeah, this is
because
worse.
At least in Shauna's case, she did actually say it. So she has at least some right to be upset. Sagiri just said something else.
She said something else.
And she's mad at him for her fucking up. Oh my God.
I guess we can go through the whole show and excuse everything she does because she's so young. But then on the other hand, he's trying to fuck her. He's trying to fuck this bitch. So on the one hand, can we excuse everything she does and say that she's not an acting agent because she's so young, and then also say that it's okay for her to want to fuck this dude? Those two things seem in conflict here. I don't know.
This is
not good. This is not a good show.
I will say that while I find the approach to the show's lolicon sexuality, while I find the approach weird and off-putting, I do appreciate how forthright this show is about being into lollies.
Yeah, that's true.
The main guy, when he's he goes to his friend from school and she's straight up yeah, you're really into lollies, right? That's why you can't get your little sister to draw big-breasted girls, because you just aren't attracted to women with breasts. And I was like, all right, but man, I hate him.
Incidentally, there's one shot of this drawing that Sagiri does of a big-breasted chick that he for the project they're gonna work on. That was my favorite. That was awesome. That looked great. I screen capped that shit. That looked awesome. She had some big old titties and an unbuttoned shirt. God damn, I'm all about that.
Yeah, that's one of the more actually erotic drawings that she's done in the show. All my notes are just, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead.
I've got a couple
Why
of those
is it
myself.
like this? Why is this my life? I hate everything, kill me. That's literally all the notes I have.
Good
so
notes.
I'm going to have to rely on you, whatever you've got for the rest of the episode.
I do have some other specific stuff that I wanted to bring up. So let me see here. What... okay, we were always looking at her body. I remember thinking that the quote-unquote comedic scene where, the arrows, the suction cup arrows, you keep hearing them in the background, and then he jumps, opens the window, and she's there. It played, the funny music again, and just, again, total failure. Stop.
And the thing is, I think that's a clever enough conceit, but why do they have to make it into... If there was any subtlety to it, it would be better. If it was just you keep hearing thunk, 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 and then eventually he just tears open the windows and yells at her, that would have been funny, as opposed to this slow reveal as if we didn't already know what was happening, or it's already just, you've already told the joke. We got it. We nod our head. You don't got to do all this extra fanfare,
Totally true. There was this one motif, I guess, through this episode of this fat guy jogging. He was by far my favorite character in the entire show.
What's up with that?
I don't know. And So he's like jogging in the morning, he's jogging in the evening, and he's like jogging at the end of the day, and then he trips and he face plants, and like that. Fuck you, show. Fuck you. I don't know why you would do that to that guy. He's just out there trying to lose weight, be healthy, live a good life. But no, the show's like, no, that's a boring character. We're not interested. I would 1,000 times prefer a show about that guy than any of these fucking people with their shitty lives I don't give a fuck about and their stupid, degenerate lifestyles. Okay, whatever. That's
Would
just
you
a personal
say, Nate,
thing. Yeah.
I will say, if we see that guy, like, gradually lose weight over the course of the series, that would actually be great.
That would be fucking awesome. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Like there's like a secret plot that I could just love this show as like that guy's story. Become an instant 10 out of 10. Yeah, okay, so that was cool. What else we got? Oh my god, we didn't even okay, dude, to me, there was something even worse than that to me in this show, in this episode, and it like confirms stuff that we've been talking about up to this point. Okay. So
is it the call?
Yeah, of course it's the fucking call. Yeah. It's the fucking call.
That's why I was writing I wish I was dead, but I couldn't remember because everything after the confession was a total blur to me.
Yeah.
Like, I went into a blind like predator rage.
Understandable. So the guy goes out. Okay, so whatever. Elf comes over because she's like running from her publishers who are making her do work. Incidentally, again characterizing her as like completely lazy. You know, again like conflicting with the show we've heard about her. But whatever, I'm past that. So he comes back home after like buying some snacks. After Elf is like at his house playing video games online with Sagiri, Eromanga, and so he walks in. All right, and there's so many layers. There's so many layers going on right now. He walks into the house, and Elf has her dress hiked up, and her bloomers down or whatever, and she's showing her panties via Skype to Eromanga-sensei, to Sagiri, who, by the way, is upstairs, being a retarded, stinky NEET, not coming down to play games or whatever. Anyway, so she's showing her panties to her, and, like, our fucking hero walks in and observes this, and just like, stunned, and drops his bag, and then Elf notices and is all, oh, God, no, you saw me. Oh, you don't understand. I had to do it, for some retarded reason. I had to show her my panties, and I'm totally okay with doing that. That's something that's not weird at all. And like Eromanga just explains like, yeah, like when I see cute girls, I want to see their panties. Like what? Get the fuck out of here. Incidentally, I noticed that they're sort of characterizing Eromanga-sensei more as like when she's online in her online persona.
That's the part. That's what gets me about it. Is that like, yeah, when she's online, she just is like a perverted old man,
right,
and like super bubbly and Genki and stuff. And I'm just like, it's. How can she not like? Because the thing is that the way that they characterize her real world self is as though she doesn't know how to talk to people. That's like true. She's this deeply reclusive figure, and I'm like, well, she clearly has this whole other personality. Where is that? Like, are these just two completely separate beings? Like, what is this person? How do you have these seemingly totally incongruous halves, like I can't parse the idea that Sagiri, who gets embarrassed and blushing over literally nothing, but if she's wearing a mask, then she's like asking girls if they're started wearing bras yet and asking to see their panties and shit, and I'm just like, who are you? Who the fuck are you?
This show really is full of like just like the biggest not sluts, but like the biggest degenerate characters of all time. They're into this shit, and they have no shame. No one has any shame in the show. It's bizarre. In like a weird way, not in like a good way. So that's all true, and I'm with you on that. But like, okay, so the fact that so later in the show, she has seen Elf's panties and was like, hey, that was great. I'm gonna draw better porn now. And so later on, she draws this design that's basically just like a copy of Elf, and she's cute. She's showing her panties. She's pulling up her dress. Okay, fine, whatever. But like, okay. So what we're understanding here now, that it is, like, literally true, those things that we were saying before, it is literally true that she is incapable of drawing anything she hasn't actually seen, like, in person, okay? But this is something she saw over Skype, right? And you're telling me that you can't fucking Google pictures of, like, whatever the fuck you're trying to find.
That you mentioned it, I didn't even think about that.
It's the most, it doesn't make any sense. She just saw it.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, my, everyone has to understand how retarded this is. It's like maybe like I think I get what they're going for. Like, oh, she needs like a personal one-on-one interaction with this thing in order to, like, I don't know, get like the fucking soul of it.
She said she looked at idols or whatever to learn how to draw bigger tits. So
yeah, and I guess she's like, I don't know. I think what they're going for with that is that, like, she tried that and it worked okay, but she's like run out of steam. Whereas like, seeing Elf's panties like live on Skype, now that does the trick. That's what she needs to be able to draw like really good. So first of all, as an illustrator, this bitch is basic as fuck. You need to step up your game. You got to be able to draw things that you don't actually see in real life. But so like. Okay. And then we get to the big moment. And to me, this is the biggest bombshell of the entire show up to this point. And it's that, okay, she's like, okay, we've established now, she's working with the boy, you know, like they're a team. Okay, brother, I got a problem. I cannot draw anything unless I literally have seen it in real life or over Skype for some reason. Okay, so that's the situation. You want me to draw big-titted sluts, right? That's what you need. Okay, here's the plan. You go capture and bring to me big-titted sluts so that, and think about the logic behind this. Bring me big-titted sluts and get them to show me their panties so that I can draw better tits? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck is the connection there? There is no connection.
Yeah, why does she need to be able to see their pants? Like, he could easily...
sense.
Like, he tells his classmate girl, like, hey, come let my sister draw you. By the way, she has to see your panties. And she's like, I'm not going to show her my panties. And yeah, why did she have to?
Wouldn't it make more... Okay, like, this girl can draw panties already just fine. Like, you can use any girl's panties, but she specifically says, I can't draw big tits, so go get big-titted girls to show me their panties. What's the connection here? What is the fucking connection? Why not say, I need them to show me their tits, like, show me their bras? At least that would make sense. Like, that would... I would understand at least what's going on. And, I mean, I'm not even getting into the whole, like, fucking bizarre, like, rat trap that this guy is setting up to capture women to bring them back here. This is going to a dark place, dude. This is going dark.
Incidentally, I think this is probably going to be in the next episode, going by the trajectory of the story.
I'm sure.
I saw some manga pages being posted on about, like, they eventually get into a scene.
Can I guess what it's going to be? I just want to. This is my estimate.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I suspect what's going to happen, because the show has no creativity, is that they're going to meet another light novel writer who is going to be a big-titted slut. No? Am I not? No? Okay.
No. This is not a big-titted girl. It's what they're going to do with orange-haired Megumi.
Right, okay.
What they're going to do with her. And I saw these scenes from the manga, and I was just like, this kind of got me in the mindset that this show is going to go down the road that this episode has gone down, of this like turning into porn.
Yeah.
Because what they do is that Megumi agrees to be drawn by Eromanga-sensei to meet her, but Eromanga-sensei will not let her see her face. Okay. So they blindfold her.
Oh my god.
And tie her up.
What?
And put her like restrain her hands and blindfold her and put her in Eromanga-sensei's room, whereupon Eromanga-sensei pulls her panties off.
Pulls her panties off.
Yes, out from
that's
under her
actual
skirt.
Sexual assault. That is not acceptable behavior.
And in the process, they accuse her of being, quote, a fake bitch. Which I actually thought was hilarious.
Heck yeah, that's great.
Because they're accusing her of pretending to be a bitch. Like, she is a literal, she is a fake attempt at being a bitch.
Oh, the Japanese kind of bitchy. Yeah, okay. I'm actually on their side on that argument, but pulling off their panties against their will.
While she's blindfolded.
While she's blindfolded and restrained. All right, come on, guys. Let's get our shit together.
And I think main character guy walks in on it as well.
Oh, of course.
What hasn't he walked in on?
Someone needs to be prosecuted for this anime.
This show,
someone needs to go down.
I kind of went numb to it because, like, it's just what happens. But this show has a particularly large amount of walking in on scenes.
Yeah.
Like, ordinarily, that's not something that happens, like, constantly in a show.
Dude,
it's usually, like, episode 1 or something, or once every arc. This is, like, twice an episode he'll walk in on a girl in the middle of some state of undress.
Well, think about it. There's three elements in the equation of this show. There's the dude, there's the girl, and there's the door in between them. Something's gonna happen. Just do the math. Just do the math on that equation.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, so just think back for a minute to that scene where, Izumi walks back home and he sees the girls, pulling down her panties. Okay, so imagine your elf, right? Imagine your elf sensei or whatever. You're there, standing in a stranger's bedroom. Okay, your friend's bedroom, or not a bedroom. You're in your friend's house that you've never been to before, okay? You're in a different environment, and you've been asked to show your panties to someone on Skype. You are unbelievably okay with that, but okay, that's fine. So you decide to do it, and you just now have focused all your attention on the screen. You are not paying any attention to your environment.
Yeah.
You're like,
oh, no,
whatever.
Open,
you can't, you're telling me you don't hear that fucking front door open. You're telling me that. No, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. All you have to do is just literally stop holding up your dress. All you have to do is stop doing an action you're currently doing. You don't have to take any new action. And then your panties are covered. You're gold. But they don't do that shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. What the fuck?
And it's not even like she was like right by the door. Like he had to walk into the house to see it. Yeah.
She had so much opportunity to cover those panties. She was just she didn't want to. I mean, okay, maybe she did it on purpose because she's an exhibitionist and she likes to be naked all the time. Maybe, but that's not how it was characterized. So no, this is garbage. This is unbelievable.
Then we've got Megumi in the bath, because
what the fuck? Hey, you know what?
Be in this show, might as well be naked.
I want to give props because there was one funny thing that happened in this episode, and it would be wrong to ignore it because it's the only good thing. And it was when she was in the bath, and she calls him up, and she's like, "Hey, guess what I'm doing right now?" And he says nothing. I'm in the bath, and just like I don't know if this is just lazy animation, but he reacted 0. His expression changed 0. He said nothing. Just the pure lack of reaction to her trying to be sexy. That was funny, and I don't know if it was what the show was going for, but I really enjoyed it. That made me laugh because me and this guy shared a moment of not giving a fuck about this show. I enjoyed sharing that with him. That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Oh man, by that point I was checked out. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, I don't care what this is. Even before the episode started, I was just thinking we're 5 episodes into this, man.
Yeah.
And what's happened? Think about what would have happened by this point 5 episodes into a good show.
Oh yeah, so much.
Like even a slice of K-On!, right? Mm-hmm. By episode 5 of K-On!, they're doing their first live show. Really big scene.
That's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, pretty big scene. By episode 5 of Madoka Magica, we've got dead girls. We've got the whole fabric of the show's been upended.
Right.
Name a show. What's happening? What's a good show?
I got a checkmate for you. Oh shit, God, what's the one with
5 episodes.
Fucking, I can't fucking remember the name. The one with the oh my God, I'm fucking spacing out. The one with the goddamn girls on the riverboats. They're paddling the riverboats. Nothing happens except they are happy. Aria, that's the one. Aria. Checkmate. Nothing happens in Aria.
Yeah, but by episode 5 of Aria, you've achieved a deep sense of wonder, and you've become one with the earth.
By episode 5 of this show, I achieved a deep sense of rage and regret in my life. So, there you go.
True.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I guess there has been an incline in anger. It hasn't just been a one note. I can't claim that I got all of what I got out of this show from just episode 1 because I've gotten so much more mad.
That's true, man. That's true. I cannot believe. Okay, and again, think about it from the logic of Sagiri. So she is enacting this plan to get her brother to bring sexy sluts back for her to consume and draw the visages of, and that's totally fine. But this girl wants to fuck her boyfriend or wants to fuck her brother and is already upset at his friendship with Elf, and now she's trying to get him to go out and meet more sexy young sluts. This is counterintuitive to your plan, dog. This is not going to help you get in those pants. Come on, get your head out of your ass.
5 episodes of Bakemonogatari, 2 full arcs of an entire character arcs. You learn about a character, you learn what their issues are, then they undergo a whole evolution. Araragi and Senju Gahara start a relationship in earnest. There's a great confession scene. 5 episodes. This show, we've had a bunch of characters stand around in houses and talk. And then there was a confession, and it led to a misunderstanding that has reset the entire progress
Dude,
of everything.
people out there are going to defend this, and they're going to say that like it's a joke. They're going to say that like this is all to play a joke on us.
But that joke isn't funny anymore.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I don't remember the lyrics. It's a Smith song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate it. And as
garbage.
of, I think, incidentally, as of 5 minutes ago, I've published my light novel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go, folks. Now we almost forgot about that. I'm glad
Best
you
thing
mentioned
that's
it.
come out of this show is I also wrote one. Well, other than this podcast. This podcast is probably better than my light novel. Yeah, I did it. Last week I challenged myself because these guys were writing light novels. The characters were writing them in like a day.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to write one in like a day. It took me a little bit more than a day, even though the title is I wrote this light novel in like a day. It sucks and I hate it.
The light gives you a lot of leeway there. You're good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's the thing. Like, it's a light novel, and those typically are 40 to 50,000 words, and I could not have written that in one night just on typing speed alone.
Right.
But like the characters in the show, the manuscripts they hold up don't look thick enough to even be that long. I don't know if they're intended to be really short light novels or if they're it's just the production sucks. But I did what I could. I got it out. I said I'd have it before the next show, and I did. I just published the audiobook while we've been recording. And you can go check that out on my channel if you want to. It is an absolute clusterfuck. But it's still better than this show. You'll get more laughs out of it than you get out of
no doubt.
Eromanga-sensei.
I can't wait to check it out. Incidentally, I did want to say there was one thing that reminded me a lot of your writing process as you were doing this thing, because you outsourced looking for some ideas to Twitter. You were just like, hey guys, give me ideas and I'll write in here. And in the show here, when so like the girl didn't know what to draw, or no, not that. But when Sagiri came back with the drawing of like the character that was based on Elf, like the dude looks at this picture and is just like, I've had an idea. I'm going to write this character into the episode, or into the book. I'm going to find a way to fit her in. That just really reminded me of how you on Twitter were like, guys, just give me literally 4 words, and I will come up with something to shove in here. It's like the same. Yeah. You're on their level, dude. You're on this level. Desperate to get
to the end of the book and just looking for. That's like the best part of the whole thing, by the way, is the shorts I wrote based on those prompts, because they're all like. The problem is that they're too good, and that's why I had to stop, because all of them were like these really tightly written, nice little flash fictions that are actually interesting and have like little emotions behind them, and I was like, this is too much. This is supposed to be like stream of consciousness. I have to get through 7,000 words. But you gave one too big to fit.
Too big to fit. Yep.
I wrote a great little story about it.
I read it. I enjoyed it. I got the boner. All
great.
good things. All good things.
So yeah, that's a thing now. And as of this, if my calculations are correct, our podcast is already longer than this entire show will be when it's over.
Yes, we did it.
Yeah, we've got.
And we put more thought into it, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. Do you have anything more to say about this episode?
Nope, I'm all done. Ship it out. I'm all set.
Yeah, sorry we had less specifics this week. I was blinding rage, just pure blinding rage is what I had.
You know what? I did have one other thought, just since we're looking for something else. It was that so the dude like is asking Elf at one point, like, please teach me how to write like a novel proposal. This dude has published a series. How did that happen if he didn't write a what's going on here? What's happening? I don't understand. And not to mention, like, he just wrote like 2 other different book series that he was trying to get published, and then just got thrown in the trash as like a one-off gag.
I feel like what the author wanted to do with this character, and then what he and the setup just didn't work together. Like, he obviously wanted this guy to be like an aspiring light novelist, that like he's trying to make a big break, but he's not there yet. But in order to facilitate the idea that him and Eromanga-sensei had been working together, he had to have written had a published book, so it's like he's just in like this weird nexus between being a non-professional and a professional, and it creates
kind of interesting.
like this.
It's kind of interesting in the fact that like he's gotten books published and is all set on that degree. The issue is just that like he's not popular enough. He needs to just get more shit out there, and
but
get
he has
more
to
famous.
know how to write a proposal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Are you telling me this guy doesn't? Fuck off, show. God damn it. Yeah, that's okay. That's it. That's just another drop in the ocean of retardation.
All right, everybody. Look forward to next week. Hopefully, we won't immolate ourselves by then.
We can only hope. Bye-bye.